So with this GreenSeeker handheld, what you do is you hold it over the corn and hold the trigger and go down the row, keeping it about a foot or two off the corn. And then when you let go, it gives the average. So we're around 0.77, 0.8 is what I'm getting. And this is 60 gallon an acre nitrogen. So this really is a test plot enrich area. So this is the target reference nitrogen level, and we're going to go over to an area that isn't an enrich. So we're now on the McGee farm. We were just at Dean Foster's plot where he did 60 gallons, so that's our enrich test. This is just 45 gallons, I think, and it's actually looking pretty good, at least visually. The corn's nice and tall, and I'm going to do an average. So we'll go down, if you want to follow me. And you can see we're averaging 0.77, so the 60 gallons was about 0.8, 0.83, even as high as 0.85, and this is measuring 0.77. So we're gonna, even though the corn looks the same, we're gonna input it into the app and see what the recommended secondary application is. Okay, one of the things that comes with the GreenSeeker handheld is the free Trimble Connected Farm Scout app. And this is just a normal farm note-taking application with the satellite imagery where you can create notes and comments throughout the field. But one of the features in this is to actually input your NDVI ratio, and it'll make a recommended side dress or mid-season application recommendation. So what we do is we just go to Map and Scout, and I'm going to go down to the farm. We've actually moved locations, so I'll zoom back into where we were. So this is the McGee farm right here, and I'm just on a slow internet connection, but it'll fill in just a second. So we were approximately right there, and what we do is we just hit the play button and we can do an area or a line. I'm just going to pick an area of approximately where we were and hit stop, and you can see we have basically an option. So we can do just basic crop conditions, diseases, insects, we can take photos, that type of thing. But the NDVI FP is what we want. And the NDVI reference value is what basically your enrich strip. So we're going to change that to what we found. And I'm putting in 0.82 because I know previously it showed 0.77, but the more I took it, the more it averaged between 0.8 and 0.85, and 0.82 was realistically the average for that enrich section. NDVI FP is actually the P stands for practice, and that's what we actually measured on our farm, 0.77. The soil, that's optional, it's at default of 0.15, so that for the NDVI soil. And the maximum yield target, and this is what your objective is for your target yield, and we will put 250, and when we hit enter we come up with a recommended value for an N rate. So it is coming in at 19.75 pounds per acre, and it even charts the algorithm. So basically what this is the algorithm that's been developed by Oklahoma State University, and it's basically the GreenSeeker value. So it's saying basically lower on if this was falling lower on the chart, it's basically the plant is not healthy enough and would not benefit from any additional nitrogen. The peak is where the plant, the logarithm recognizes that there could be a potential yield gain at this highest peak by having more nitrogen added, and then it slopes downward, basically saying that if your values are really healthy and your N values are really good, then there's no additional nitrogen applications required. So it's just above the peak there, and it's saying it's recommending about 20 pounds an acre of additional N to see that yield potential of 250 acres. Keeping in mind that other variables like weather, if we have a drought in July and August, then obviously this value is not going to be reflective. So other variables to keep in mind, obviously.